Today, tournament day, first YouTube video. I'm gonna take you with me today. What I will do, how I train, what I eat, and of course, the results. So, I always take 3 rackets, also with training, just when something breaks, I can have another one. Also, I got the new Blackstone from Heroes, so very happy. But I'm still gonna play with the old ones because I feel it more and I'm not gonna change before a tournament. Okay, so I always like to train with this machine because during the day it's difficult to find people. I don't always do it before a tournament, but today I had the time. I only have classes in the afternoon, so it's ideal. So now, the fun part about this machine, it's without an app. So you have to adjust everything until you have the perfect shots. I usually just start with some easy back and forths in the back. So now, looking for the right speed. Hopefully great, but first ball is always everywhere and too high. Okay, second try. Normally it should be better now. So this is much better, and now I'm just playing easy forehand, backhands to warm up. So I usually try just to move a lot, nothing too much, more control. Now I have to take every ball again and do it all over again, but it's okay, it's some rest between the training. So it's also my first YouTube video ever. I've never did it in my life. So if you have any tips, tricks, or things you want me to make, let me know in the comments, please, so I can make it. I still need to try and learn to edit, but we're gonna see. Now, I just started with some small warm-ups. Now I'm gonna do the same thing with the glass, with a lob, transition, and then a volley. But still, today on a tournament day, I'm usually just focusing on control, not doing too much because I also don't want to injure myself or tire myself. So I also usually like, when I'm doing this, to play the volley after the lob to the same place. It's a really good thing to automate your game during the match. This was a huge problem that I had before, that I was playing, changing too many times from players. So these kind of exercises helped me a lot to automate all these things. This was by far the most tiring, but it's normal. I think the feelings is really good. Last weeks I'm really focusing on playing with a lot of control with my vibras, because before I was not playing with a lot of confidence. I was really doing a lot of ganchos, which in general is not that bad, but I want to more like be able to push also with my vibra and to alternate my game in general. So, but it's feeling good last week, so we'll see this evening. So, short training today, but for me it's just about the feeling. I really like to play at the same day of a tournament, not really tiring, but just getting the feeling, getting the movement, getting the body awake. Now, 2 hours of school and then tournament.
And just finished school. Honestly, it was an interesting course. It was about marketing. Now I'm going to the padel club. It's around 1 hour drive, so it will be a lot of traffic, but I will be on time, so that's the most important thing. And I also like to be there at least like 10-15 minutes in front.
And here we go with the first game. Today we have to play 3 games, and the first 2 of the pool are going through to the next round. We know beforehand that it was not going to be easy. Our first game is against 2 players that are already playing at the highest level in Belgium for a couple of years, I think. So we knew we are not a favorite, but we still think we have the possibility to win this game. At the beginning of every game that we play together, we always have the same tactic. We try to avoid as much as possible to make unforced errors. But in this game, it's not going that well. You see here, I made the first unforced error, and there will be more in a few coming points. So yes, after 4 unforced errors, which is terrible, we lost the first point. But it's not that big of a deal. It was not on our serve. And it's something I struggle with a lot. Like the first game in every tournament is always terrible. I think it has something to do with concentration, maybe confidence, I don't know. At this point we are losing 3-2, which is not bad. We are holding our serve, but you can clearly see that we start to play with much more confidence. We play more aggressive, we put more pressure, and we are able to make it more difficult for them. We are also making less mistakes, especially me. And my partner is starting to play with confidence, which is very important in our way of playing. But we still lost the game, so they broke us for the first time. At this point it's 4-2, so the next point is going to be very important because the difference between 5-2 and 4-3 is, in my head and in the game, very big. But after a long point, a lot of fighting, we got it back. 4-3 at this point. At this point we are losing 6-5 on our serve. We have the possibility to go to a tiebreak or lose the first set. You can see that we keep playing really well. We are playing aggressive, but sometimes, and that's something I could see the whole game, especially me, my lobs are too short. And also what I did in general in this game was I made mistakes that I cannot make. Like this one, straight into the net. We are now 40-15, now 40-30. And we now go into a tiebreak. We start the tiebreak very strong. In my opinion, a tiebreak is 50-50, but in this game we felt like, okay, we are favorite, we are pushing more, we play with much more confidence than they were doing. Also, they were 4-2 up. Now it's tiebreak, so mentally it's not that easy. And here you can see the final point, we are now winning 6-2. And we can take the first set.
And now we start with the second set. Usually the first game of a second set doesn't go that well with us. I have no clue. It's the same thing as with the first point of the game. So we'll see if today is going to be better. And today is not better than other days. We still lost the first game and we directly got broken. At this moment in the game we felt like that they were playing much more confident than in the first sets. They were pushing more and we had difficulties. At this point we are losing 2-0. It's now my serve. But luckily we can take my serve with a good smash. But what is very cool to see now when I rewatch it is that we learn to play much more tactical by playing in this level. You can clearly see this in this point. We really play very smart. I remember at the moment that we knew that it was going to be very difficult in the second set to break them, that it was a shame that we lost the first point. You can clearly see that we are playing really well, maybe even better than the first sets, but they are playing better. So that makes it very difficult. And at this point it's 5-4 for them with their serve, so they can serve it out for the second set. They first make a very cool point and then finally they take the second set, so now we are going to a super tiebreak. And in the super tiebreak we had exactly the same tactic as in the first tiebreak. Don't hold back, just keep playing the way we are playing and don't be afraid to make any mistakes. We need to push, and that's exactly what we are doing. We start very strong. And after a long fight, here we get our first chance to win the game that we unfortunately don't take. I think it's one of the first mistakes that we make in a super tiebreak. I don't know why it was my part, maybe some stress, but doesn't matter. Now we get our second chance. And after again a very long point at the end of this match, all the points took very long. Total the match has taken 1 hour 30, but finally we can take the win. You can clearly see how happy we are with this win.
Okay, this was it for the first YouTube video. If you want to see the results of the other 2 games, don't forget to subscribe. I really like making this kind of format, so if you liked it or if you have any tips, please let me know in the comments. See you!